Daily Broadside, day 422. A short time a while back, you know what I mean? A little while ago, maybe 2-3 weeks, I was in a German grocer and I was going through like their foreign section, I guess, for lack of a better term. And somebody had a macaron kit. Not to be confused with a macaroon. It's a slightly different cookie. One's like a drop and one's like a little Oreo looking thing, right? Made out of like meringue. And I was like, ooh, a macaron. That would be delightful. So I bought it, right? And it comes with like the ground almond flour and all this crap. And I took it home. I'm like, I got sugar and eggs, right? And man, I pulled engines that were easier to do than trying to make that damn macaron. I got home and I realized a few things very quickly. I don't have a scale in my kitchen for measuring ingredients, like by weight and grams. I don't have a mixing machine. I don't even have like an old school like beater that you put in a mixing bowl, right? I don't have a piping bag. There's so much crap that I just like violently missed out on needing for that project, and I just made a mess is what I did, and I never got to eat those things. I'm gonna tell you right now, and so I had to go and watch a video of how to make them and all, and I'm like, golly, this is not. I am more of a hammer and nail, make things fit together kind of guy than I am like folding together meringue with almond flour crap and all this stuff and piping out little things. Oh man, it was a mess. And but I like the cookies. You don't see them very often. But I will say this: if you ever go somewhere and a macaron costs $40 for one of them, you just buy it and you just shut up, because that's just what they cost, because they take 17 years to make. It's crazy. It's crazy the amount of skill and labor involved in making such a simple, albeit seemingly simple, cookie. And speaking of food, there's a restaurant not far from my house that you pass on a major highway all the time, right? And we'll call it Kavanaugh's, okay? And I always ride by there, and it's just like I rubberneck, I'm like, I can't stop, fixating on what, because it just looks so run down and disgusting and all this, and yet it's always just packed, right? And it's one of these communities that like they don't have really major chain restaurants, and on Friday night you go to Kavanaugh's, and get you a boiled steak or whatever, and the people that would go there, they're not going to spend more than $15 on a Friday night each person. They're not going to splurge, let's say. Splurge. And so I look it up on Yelp and I'm reading the reviews, and it's abysmal. It's exactly what you would think Kavanaugh's would be on the frontage road of the highway. You know what I mean? And it's all like just. I think it's one of these like family style places where you get meat and vegetables, and everything's out of a can, and it's cold, and it's not prepared with love, and none of that stuff, right? It's not something that you would want to pay for if you've ever had actual good food. And so I've been trying to con my sons into going there for their birthday, so that the entire family has to go to Kavanaugh's, because I think it would be a hilarious experience. And just to see it in person, because it sounds that bad, right? I can't get anybody in my family to bite on going to Kavanaugh's for their birthday, and I haven't celebrated a birthday since 2003, Anno Domini, so I'm out, but I may have to celebrate my birthday next year just so that everybody is forced to eat at Kavanaugh's. I literally can't find one person that will go there with me. It's crazy, because they've all seen it and they're like, no. Dysentery and diarrhea are not how I want to spend my Friday night. That's basically the response I get. And I'm like, come on, man, But, I think sometimes you just got to do stuff for the humor that's going to be inherently found in what you're doing. And I don't know if you know what these, I guess you do, but I don't know if you know what they're called, but these signs you see on the highway that'll be like, 1 lane ahead, merge right, whatever. They're message boards, basically, was what they're typically called. The DOT, little orange trailers, they sit on the side of the road. I don't know if you know this, but a little known fact, those are usually not locked, and they're extremely easy to hack into and type in. And you don't even have to hack into them, really. You just start typing, your own words and stuff. And I think that when they're not in use, when there's not a highway project going on, I think citizens, taking the communal goods owned by the state and just plugging in a funny message for the motorists to, kind of chortle at. Would be a nice gesture, let's say. And if you've ever seen Cujo, long story short, it's a stupid movie based on a stupider book that basically has like a lady and her son trapped in a car because some Saint Bernard went in a bat cave or something and got bit, and now he's rabid, and he's got molasses syrup all over his face, and he's supposed to be rabid. I'm gonna tell you right now, here's how Cujo would have been like a 4-minute movie for me, because I'd have gotten out of that car and I'm like, heel, and we'd have just sat that dog down. That dog wouldn't have done anything, because rabies or not, it wouldn't have sensed any pheromones on me, because I fear no beast, right? And we'd have just ended Cujo right there, and I'd have gotten whatever. I don't even remember why she was even at that house. I haven't seen that movie in forever, but I'd have gone and done what I needed to do with the house. I'd have gotten back in I want to say it was a Pinto. Seems like it was like a faded yellow Pinto. And I got back in my car, and I'd have left that damn St. Bernard in the dust. Get him.